طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع طلع.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم سيدنا ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن سلك مسلكه ونهج منهجه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فأنا أخوكم في الدين عبد الواحد عبد العزيز المشهور أكيولا المشهور بأوتوميشن. وإن شاء الله في هذه اللحظة سنواصل مما توقفنا في الدراسة السابقة، أعني من الحركات من فتحتان كسرتان ضمتان، وكذلك إن شاء الله سنستمر ونواصل الآن ونبدأ من شدة وألف المد وواو المد وياء المد إن شاء الله. So all praises, all adoration, all thanks due to Allah, the creator and the Lord of all the universe. We also seek for his blessings and mercy to shower it on the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not only the Prophet, his companions as well, and also his household, and also whoever follows a step to the day of judgment or the day of accountability. So Alhamdulillah, my name remains Abdul Wahid Abdul Aziz Akinola, and I'm popularly known as Automation. So today, as I've said, we are going to continue from where we stopped the last episode, which we treated the Fathatani, Kesrotani, and Dumatani. So now we are going to be talking about Shadda, Alif al-Mad, Waw al-Mad, and Ya al-Mad. So when we talk about Shadda is just the sign to give stress on any alphabet. Shadda is a sign to give stress, like to stress a letter, an Arabic letter, which means whenever you say Shadda, it looks like small w. So whenever I say Shadda, it's telling me that you need to stress that letter. For example, let's look at Ba. When you say Ba, Fatha, it gives what? Ba. But when you say Ba, Shadda, Fatha, it gives Ba as well. Why? Because there is nothing preceding that Ba. But for example, let's say we have Alif Fatha A and Ba Fatha Ba. You know, we have Alif Fatha A, Ba Fatha Ba. It makes what? Aba. But when you say Alif Fatha Ha, Alif Fatha A, Ba, Shadda, Fatha Ba, you are going to stress the Ba in that scenario. So you say Abba. So this is trying to let us know that when you see Shadda on any alphabet, it's trying to tell us that we have two that alphabet is being shown twice. It's supposed to be shown twice, but we inserted that alphabet to the other alphabet. So to make one, then we give it Shadda. So which means Alif Fatha A, Ba Shadda Fatha Ba, that forms Abba, is just like this. Alif Fatha A, Ba Sukun Ab, Ba Fatha Ba, it's what? Abba, like that. So the first letter among for example, the Ba is in two places. So the first Ba has Sukun. The first Ba will be having Sukun, while the next Ba we have the harokaat that they're supposed to have. You know, the harokaat on them. So which means whenever you see Shadda on any alphabet, it depicts that the alphabet are being written twice. You know, indirectly, or let me say virtually, yes. So they are being written virtually twice. So which means if you want to split them, you can split them, making the first alphabet sukun, and then you give the next one the harokaat that they have. For example, let's go again. You want to say right? Ummu means mother, right? So Alif, Hamza Fatha A, then we have Mim, Shadda Doma Mu. It gives what? Ummu. How do you say ummu and not umu? Because of the Shadda. So it depends that we have Alif, Hamza Fatha A, Mim, Sukun Am, Mim, Doma Mu. You understand? You know, there are two memes like that. So Mim, Doma Mu, it gives what? Ummu. Alif, Hamza, Doma U, Mim, Sukun Mim, Doma Mu. It gives what? Ummu. That's how Shadda operates. So very simple. You can just exemplify it on all other letters. Okay, when we talk about Alif Mad, Alif mad is just like normal alif. You get? It's just like normal alif. Though it's been written at times on even ya, on ya. So you say small alif, just small one, like this small. But you can also write it, you make it big like alif. And this wow mad as well is like wow. Yeah, it's like wow. But it's different from the wa. We have wow mad, we have harful wa. Harful wa is different from wow mad. So ya as well, ya mad is just like ya as well, but it's not ya. We have harful ya, and then we have ya ul mad. How do we know the differences? Okay, if you want, let's look at the alif first. Whenever you see alif, any alif, whenever you see any alif having sukun preceded by fatha, it gives what? It gives mad. I mean, you see one alif now, and what comes before that alif is fatha. For example, ba fatha ba, then you say alif sukun, that is aliful mad, not the harful alif, not alif, not normal alif like that. So you just say what? Ba fatha ba, alif sukun, it gives what? Ba, you elongate. Ba mad gives elongation sign. Mad is an elongation sign. You need to elongate that way. So you say ba ta fatha ta, alif sukun, ta, you elongate. Do you get that now? Same thing applies to wawul mad. When we talk about wawul mad, it's different from harful wa. How? Because wawul maddi we have sukun, and the alphabet that comes before that wa we have fatha. So we have dhamma. Sorry, we have dhamma. So waw maddi is being preceded with dhamma. Why yaw maddi will be preceded with kasra, and alif maddi will be preceded with what? With fatha. Whenever I say alif maddi, fatha comes before it, so it is what? You are going to elongate. Whenever I say that alif, on sukun is on the alif, and then fatha comes before it, you elongate. You understand? So, and that's why we have or let's use ba fatha, ba alif sukun, ba. You get that? So let's look at the wow. Let's exemplify. The wow has sukun. The wow has sukun, and then you see dhamma before that wow that has sukun. That shows the wow is wawul mad, not harful wa anymore. It is wawul mad. So, for example, ba dhamma bu, wow sukun, bu, you elongate. Wow sukun, bu. You get that? So the next one is what? Ta dhamma tu. Okay, let's look at the ya as well. Ya mad. When we talk about ya mad, it means ya that has sukun being preceded by kesra, preceded with kesra. Like you say kesra before that ya mad, before that ya sukun. Whenever I say kesra before the ya sukun, that shows that it is ya will maddi, not harful ya, not the normal ya that you say harokaat on them. So it becomes what? B, ba kesra, B, ya sukun, B, you elongate. So we have ba, B, bu. You understand? You elongate that. So ba, bi, bu. That is how to do the elongation. Very simple, very simple. So just listen to this again, and then you try it on all other letters, inshallah. So today as well, before we move to the next thing on this Quran lesson, I will also want you to know one principle. And this principle is just like the ahkamul isti'adhat wal basmala we did in the first video. That we're talking about how we pronounce alif, how we do isti'adha, basmala, and the first verse of the surah. Okay, same thing applies to this lesson I'm going to be talking about now. Okay, what is the lesson? The lesson is that how do we join two surahs together? For example, you are done with Surah An-Nas and you want to recite Surah Al-Falaq. How do we join it together? How do we recite them? So we have four prominent methods to do that. So the first one is acceptable. The second one is acceptable. The third one is acceptable. While the last one is what is has been rejected, that we cannot do that. It's not acceptable. Okay, let's see how they looks like. Okay, number one, we call it qat'ul kulli. We call it what? Qat'ul kulli. Qat'ul kulli means you are going to say the last verse of Surah An-Nas. For example, you say Bismillah, then you say the first verse of Surah Al-Falaq. For example, let me exemplify. Min al-jinnati wan-nas. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. Do you get that? So the next one is waslu basmala bi awal surah. Waslu basmala
بأول السورة يعني سورة التالية. So let me exemplify. It means you are going to stop at من الجنة والناس, then you join Bismillah with the first verse of the next surah you want to recite. Okay, let's go. من الجنة والناس بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق. Can you say that? So that's the second. They are acceptable. The first and second, they are good. You are good with it. So the next one is we are going to join everything together without using your breath. It's acceptable as well. من الجنة والناس بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق. Can you see that? But the last one is joining the last verse of the previous one, like Surah An-Nas, joining the last verse of Surah An-Nas with Fatha, with Bismillah, with Basmala. Then you stop and then recite. For example, let me say it. من الجنة والناس بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق. Because you cannot do this one this way. And we call the one we join together, we call it what? Waslul kulli. Waslul kulli. Okay, before we go on, I want to ask a question. And this question, you can just answer it in the comment section with the first 30 people that answered will be having gift, inshallah. So the question is, last video, I mentioned a book. Yeah, I mentioned the book is here, right here. But I'm not going to be showing the full part of it. So this is the book. So who can tell me the name of the book? I mean, the title for this book. So, and if you have the right answer there, inshallah, the first 30 people that will be getting it right, they will be having gift, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.